Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Super kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
He's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Barely, she's back. Yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday night edition of the AEW Sidecast. We got a lot to get through. Hey, Nats fan, good to see you here. Once again, Aussie fans are welcome. Baseball fans are welcome. 2K25 fans are welcome. Whole bunch of fans are welcome here tonight. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, baseball fans, well, after that little amazing piece of baseball we had last night, I actually screwed up and didn't get the video edited in time for our last 2K25 stream we did here last Saturday. Hey, Brett, good to see you here. Things are going great. Things are good now. Let's put it that way. Things are going good now. I've been working all day today. Unfortunately, I only got to see a little bit of Crown Jewel. I managed to see the Tiffany Vancouver match. I saw the Cena AJ match, which just a piece of art. I got to see a little bit of the women's tag. And, well, I got to see a lot of what happened after the show. Sorry, I hate to be a troll, but that crowd, the way they relentlessly went after Triple H today in the post-show, it was just amazing. Fully enjoyed Rollins. I'm going to go back and watch it. So, everybody piled in today. This is good to see. No, if you guys didn't hear what happened earlier, during the post show, the crowd in Perth went with an MJF chant right behind Triple H, a John Moxley chant right behind Triple H. They not only said bring back Edge, but they also started singing Metalingus right through the middle of a Triple H interview. That's what happens when you turn around and go to the fans after they say, we want Cross, and you say, oh, you want Brock? You got Brock. That's when you... Oh, my God. Willow found the Jacksonville mascot. This is so cute. Wish Triple H said, well, you have to cope with it. He ain't going to give it nothing. But I'll be honest, I'll watch the rest of it probably on the side tomorrow while I'm watching the Blue Jays game. Unfortunately, this is the middle of my work week, so. But we got a great lineup tonight. Now, a little confusing, too, a little bit. We got TJ in action tonight. We got the team formerly and futurely known as the Acclaim taking on Big Bill and Brian Keith. Eddie Kingston versus the Beast Mortos. You have Megan Bain and FTR versus Will Nightingale Jet Speed Trios action. You got Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, and Harley Cameron versus the Triangle of Madness, which was the interview we saw at the beginning of the show. Then you also have Kota Ibushi and Josh Alexander, and I don't know how much they're going to show of that. It makes me really wonder what they're going to do with that, because if you haven't heard, Kota actually got injured in this match to the point where they threw the X and threw a bit of threw him on a. They're literally showing it first. God damn. I hate to spoil things here, but the guy's got a broken leg. I don't really want to. I don't want to hide from that fact, but maybe they'll find an interesting way to get around it here. I don't know. But how's your week? How is everybody's weekend so far? If you're here in Canada, you are actually in the middle of, well, you're 1/3 into a long weekend here. Give me one sec, chat. What? Oh. McGeeger, I turn around and all of a sudden you just throw a sub at 43 freaking months. Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate you a lot. And Astrid, good to see you here, Chag, as well. It's been like I said, the last 48 hours has been a little bit fun here. No, I appreciate you too, Big G. You know what, guys and girls? Like all the retweets you guys do of all my posts and whatnot and everything that's going on, I do appreciate having you here. I appreciate everything you guys do to help me out. Truth be told, last night I was supposed to record a like sort of a Thanksgiving video because it is, once again, it is Canadian Thanksgiving this Monday. But I got stuck watching that ball game that yeah. Speaking of ball games, I have that on the screen ready to go for you guys. For anybody that's wondering about the Game 5 between the Cubs and the Brewers. Go Turkey, go Jays. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'll have the ticker up there for that one particular game tonight. Want to give a shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, the third time in 4 years that they're hosting the WNBA championship. Hey, Deep's Dojo side. Well, there you go. Best meat in town incels.
What the hell is that?
Interesting choice of side there, unless you actually want to show all of it. This is interesting. Callis is not at rings, like he's not on commentary for this one. But now, how you guys feeling today? Like, it's been a very interesting 48 hours. By the way, I am getting a sound added. I'm going to hopefully get it up as a blurb that you guys are available. Let's just get it out of the way now. Die Yankees lose. If Callis was there, the leg would be fine. Yeah. Oh, they're doing a casting call again? Okay. That should be is it me or is MXMTV actually taking over the Max Caster Open Challenge now? But no, this is gonna be a fun weekend here, folks. And if you guys have thoughts about Crown Jewel that you want to bring up, feel free. I haven't seen it all, so and don't worry about spoilers with me. I know the results of everything already, so I want to say shout out to AJ Styles and John Cena. I know this is an AEW show, but the references throughout the match, They had Kazarian, Crowd Jewels, Bill Burr's favorite wrestling event of the year. Well, I would agree, except for the fact that this wasn't a Saudi show this time. It was an Australia one. And you could definitely tell the difference. Unless I missed a different joke there, I'm sorry, but oh god, yeah, McGee. Like we were talking about that just before you popped on here. Shows how much I care about W. So Zodiac, if you get a chance, and I think you did repost it, check out my post from earlier today about the post show. That crowd was relentless with Triple H when it came to the announcement of all the special. Triple H got it for sure. He was getting it all over the place there. That's for damn sure. Sorry, just fixing my screen up here a little bit. When you try to improve things here a little bit, it's sort of, I wonder, are they going to go with... No, this is where they're done. They played it up with a DDT, and yeah. All right, and we go to a full commercial break here. Hard to guffaw when NXT destroyed Dynamite views. Yes and no. And this is where all these new messages and rumors and gimmicks and all that, this is where it starts to get a little cloudy. And I'm not going to disparage the numbers between what saw on USA and what happened on USA on Tuesday and what happened on TNT on Wednesday there, or TBS, sorry. However, they have really been pushing hard for AEW to be shown on Max. You got to include the Max numbers on there right now, and it almost seems like they're a little more dependent on Max. And we're never going to know those real numbers because nobody's really going to get them out. So, to me, that's probably, like, don't get me wrong, everybody's suffering right now. If NXT won that much more, and for a different day of the week, meh. You know what? I actually thought something like this would happen. Whenever you move a schedule off of where it normally is, you're usually getting a very big decrease in viewership. And I do see that a lot. Hell, I even see it on my streams though. Like when I move a stream from like a Sunday to a Monday, basically my crowd basically disappears because they don't know when to find me. So if you stick to your schedule, people show up. Well, just look at tonight. Like a Tuesday, we were doing okay, but like everybody and their dogs decided to show up tonight on the regular night here. So, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate every time you show up, whether it's the regular day, off day, when you check out the VODs, whatever, whichever. I'm very appreciative of all that. It's just actually looking at the numbers of people coming in and whatnot. It actually varies and fluctuates right off the bat, moves all over the place here, right? But once you get to your off day, not going anywhere, it's a crappy rated A, and that's I completely understand. Today for us is the day where it's actually starting to, like the fall weather's starting to kick in today. We had a high of, I think, 15 degrees today, and then by tonight it's supposed to be -3 with a high of +1 tomorrow. Rain for the next 2 days? Yeah. We've had a little bit of rain on and off and on, but we haven't had anything really special. Some of that rain, well, honestly, daytime rain, this is what some of the first daytime rain we've had in a month. 3 to 6 inches, damn. So if you guys just, guys and girls, just noticed on the screen here, gust up to 50. Ugh. That's why I'm glad I'm fat. That way I don't have to worry about wind currents. Next Wednesday, Dynamite is 3 hours. Our Wednesday night broadcast is 3 hours. Zodiac, remind me to get a hold of you guys. Maybe we do an hour next Wednesday. I don't want to go like 3 weeks without doing a show, but hanging out with you guys, chatting it up, getting a little bit more done on 2K25. Might have to do it alternate. Yeah, maybe. I was even thinking maybe just do an hour if we can. I can't see them running too late. Jays game is what? Yeah, well. What time is the Jays game on Wednesday? Is it an afternoon or an evening? I think it depends if I think it depends who wins tonight. If the Brewers win Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's games might be early. You also got to remember it's in Seattle, but the other one's also in LA. There's a possibility. So there's two different ways to think about that. So we're not going to know for sure until the end of tonight's game. That's why I got the scoreboard lit up here for us, just to keep track of everything as we go along. But my God, last night, 15 innings. Like I said, I was about to do a Thanksgiving video, and I had to edit the details of last week's video. I couldn't. I was too busy watching the game. But watching Ibushi here, like, it sucks that we're going to, like, I don't know how they edit this or change this up, but maybe they just be honest and say, look, he fell to the canvas and he got injured. Jesus, Alexander. The raw power of Josh Alexander, like, he's going to fit in just fine. But I would have to be a little remiss here. We always try to talk the positive here. And I guess it could be considered a bit of a positive too, but the only reason I say it'd be a positive is the fact that, and the biggest example I give to this right now is the person formerly known as Stevie Turner. If you didn't hear, a lot of the WWE ID students, wrestlers, as well as some NXT talent have been released from their contracts. I think the most notable one out of the whole thing would have been the future Desmond Xavier, formerly Wes Lee. And then also, what a waste that idea. It was a good idea, but if you're not willing to follow through on it, and there it is. Josh going into the ring just... No. At least they're being honest about this, and Callis is not doing anything, so you know something's up. Yeah, Redsburg's doing what he has to here. Going for the count out. Callis does look concerned, but he's trying to... Well, here's the thing, and Zodiac, talking about its being not that horrible, like, when you break a bone, I don't know, has anybody in the chat here broken a bone before? Realistically, if you don't break any muscles, but you break the bone, it's going to be painful when you move, but if you just stay in one position, like, it's a bone. It doesn't have any nerves on it, right? And this is brilliant, by the way. When it comes to Don Callis, this is absolutely brilliant here. And then friggin' Omega shows up. They're doing everything they can to take the attention away from Ibushi here. Because, yeah, he literally got taken out by ambulance, so... It's a good cover, and I bet you, yeah, they literally had to cut this. I bet you Omega was going to do a promo, but they were bringing out the stretcher. So that would make a lot of sense, but... So, all right, Briscoe, what do you got to say? Hope it's a clean break. Only need 6 to 8 weeks. Well, apparently, because it looked the way that it did, and from everything that we discussed, a lot of people say that this might have been a pre-existing condition, and then this just... You know what sun's nagging you, and then all of a sudden it goes? That's very well the condition this could be right now. Either way, I hope it's a speedy recovery, because Ibushi has just been the victim of such bad luck consistently for so long. It's pretty disgusting, if you ask me, how much bad luck this guy's had. I'd like to see him get at least one good run to finish things off, and right now he hasn't been able to do that. Like a stress fracture that became super stressed. Exactly, something like that. They were saying there was a possibility there was a hairline fracture already. But we don't know. Like, everything we say right now is pretty much speculation. They don't have to announce anything. They don't have to say anything right now. And you probably won't hear anything at least till Wednesday, if not at all. Like, once again, myself, unless I hear something from SRS, I really don't say a whole lot about stuff. But yeah, that they've actually shown footage of him getting into the ambulance. And just simply put, just wish him all the best. And you know TK is going to take care of him. Omega tag reds are cursed now. Well, yeah, pretty much. Every one of his tag team partners ends up on the shelf for multiple months. Look at Ospreay, look at Swerve, now Ibushi. Hey, Don Callis, you want to get a tag? Please. I was trying to think of a witty button to press here, but. And Omega said he's not doing a match against Fletcher because he doesn't think he can put a match to the standard that they need for that feud. And Andrade's not here right now, and he won't be here for Wrestle Dream because he's going to be in CMLL defending a title. So it seems like the initial hit was just for the shock factor that they move on, right? But after seeing what TK did for the Blade, you know he's got to... Yeah. It's funny. There are his people, but there's also a lot of details we don't know ourselves. And I always recommend people remember that fact more than anything else. We're in a world of information and that everybody gets to know everything that's going on with everyone. And right now we are dealing in a wrestling world where nobody's public anymore. TKO doesn't have to release injury reports or anything, and neither does AEW at this point. I think TK does it a little bit more out of common courtesy for a lot of people based on what happens. But yeah, he definitely does have favorites. Let's face it, we all do. There's certain people that you'll give an extra benefit of the doubt to compared to others. The only thing I can say about tonight is I really hope that because of the injury, if things fell short the way they did, I hope they use that extra time, A, for the 2 women's matches tonight, and B, I hope we finish on time tonight for once. Tape shows usually are pretty good for that, but what do you guys think? I gotta throw this out to you guys. What do you guys think of what happened with Joe here and how this title match has been set up? Simply Joe just feeling disrespected and wanted a title shot. That's the easiest way to break it down on how this worked out. I think it's not exactly the worst thing in the world for it to happen. And it gives you a little bit more of that sports-influenced focus. All right, Big Bill and Brian Keith. I like how Bill and Keith are actually getting a lot of push here on Collision. Like, a lot of people say, well, you keep losing. Well, no, it's just the fact that they're literally on TV all the time. Uh-oh, Brewers up 1-0 after what already? All right, we got Bowens and we got Caster. The team futurely known as the Acclaimed, I think we can use it as. Well, at least they're all getting their full entrances at this time. It's so funny that Bowens thinks he's Bowens thinks he's a face, but he's like everything he does pretty much is a heel. All right, this. Do you think these guys get a pay-per-view match? I don't see it happening, to be honest, but this storyline will start developing and we'll get together. I wonder what's the final thing going to be that's finally going to put it together, though. Oh my God, they're bringing up TNT movies like Turner and Hooch. I think eventually you get this worked out. These guys will get back together. They will work. I do think they're going to get a tag run eventually. A tag title run? Makes me think in a way, possibly, that this. And I'm starting to think about the end of 2025 here. And feel free to bring up your thoughts about 2025 as a whole. But 2025, in many ways, feels like it's the renewing or fixing a bad mistakes. Great year for you personally. Personally, for me, it's like a mixed year. I'll be honest. Good in many ways, rough in others. A lot of reflection. But in terms of wrestling, in terms of AEW, this might be the year of reclamating mistakes, in my opinion. Like, right now they're working on the Acclaim, trying to get them back together. You got Jungle Boy basically getting rid of his scapegoat gimmick, go back to Jurassic Express, getting that fixed up. Even Cope and Christian in a way too. They did the reclamation of the John Cena storyline too. Bowen's freaking. That was hilarious. For AEW here continue to rediscover their identity for WWE. It's miraculously not totally imploding. That actually feels very fair. Because if you look at WWE right now, they just money wise, they're making their money, right? Like it's. But in terms of, are you trying to burn it as fast as you can before the embers go out? And it feels like many ways it does it. I think today the fans in Perth sort of helped out with that. Like they're there to enjoy wrestling, and then all of a sudden they bring after the show, like legit. That was eye opening how much they were relentless on Triple H there. It also helped the fact when Ripley was up there, I don't know if you guys saw it. Ripley was doing her post-show interview, and I believe the term for, and kids close your ears. I believe cunt shit was the word that they used to describe Asuka in some ways. The bad thing is that WWE the wrestling goes in time. People don't want to watch it affects everything. And that's honestly, in many ways, that's why, like, even NXT, like, all the ratings overall, like, yes, they changed the rating system a little bit which is going to dramatically affect what wrestling is involved in. And apparently everybody knows what the new metrics were going to mean. But the overall numbers are just all over the place now. But it is getting to the point, like, and once again, this is part of that video I was about to do. Let's read a commercial break here. We're seeing a lot of content creators turn around and they're doing videos such as I can't watch. Hey, Rami, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley relationship is fake or NBA use for. I think it's somewhat legit, but if they go a little further and change that out, good with them. I want some storyline played out, one way or the other. And I honestly feel it's going to be the story with WWE is actually going to be Kyrie leaving Io more than Io going after Rhea. I don't think they continue the partnership between Io and Rhea. I think they might go on their own separate ways. Or this could be a lineup to go for the go set up for War Games. I wouldn't be surprised. AEW fumbled their women's division roster like the. I don't think so. I respect your idea, but just DMD Thunder Rosa. You know, some people just don't get along and some people just can't handle it. We don't know the whole story behind it. I think the AEW women's roster is probably in a better shape than it's been in a while. Do I think they get enough matches on TV? No. But the storyline-wise, we don't have just a title one. We have a big card. Now we got the introduction of the tag titles. I think the women's division, given the time that they, like, and that's the big thing, if TK's willing to give the time to them for it, I think the AEW women's division is, like, I don't want to compare as better, worse, whatever, compared to other brands, because let's face it, there's different ways to go with any kind of storyline, right? So I think the AEW women's division will flourish over the next 6 months if Tony Khan's willing to give them the time. And that's always the biggest question as we get into it. After they dethroned CM Punk, the dethroned Sarah, that was an L. Nah, Robbie, sorry. We've already proven that AEW is more than flourishing without it, so. I appreciate your thoughts. But AEW is running just fine right now without either one of those. Is it perfect? Hell no. No promotion really is. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate the compliment. And I think everybody else in the chat, like, I think we all agree here that no wrestling promotion is perfect, but at the same time, I think AEW is in a lot better position than a lot of people think. Remy, A, spelling. B, you're starting to sound like a troll. So please be careful. Tony Khan is not as bad as you like. If you want to just be a pro WWE guy in here, that might not work out too well. We don't mind WWE. It's a decent product. It's a good product. Is all three guys going to hit the post in the same spot? Wow. Did he use... I was going to say, did he just use Bowens' move? the DVD right there. You know that's a true friendship of a tag team, right? I'm naked in my bias, don't like WWE. I own it though. Yeah, and that's fair, Zoyak. And I don't want to. We both have different thoughts about it, but at least you know you're willing to admit the position you're in. Like my, hey, you know what? The most I'll say for I used to like WWE, but the direction they've gone recently, and yeah, like it's a mixed bag right here, and that he got the mollywop out of nowhere, and they got the win. And Bowens is like, yeah, I won this match. Is that a homer, as we call it? Survival through stupidity? Big Bill sacrifice continues. Bill's not getting pinned on any of these. That's the sad part. All right, Remy. Um, Remy. I'm really not in the mood to start banning people, but you're getting damn close. Brad Keith also, and I don't mind you having an argument, but saying last week's show was pathetic. Just because they don't have Gigi or Dakota or Scarlett. Ooh. All right, well, it looks like we're resuming this feud again. Glad to see Ace is getting his nose dirty here. That's awesome right there. Cross-joined some faction very. If you don't know the background with Karrion Kross and Scarlett, they've actually said in interviews that right now they're still. All right, this is going to be one of our enhancement or already in the ring matches. Scarlett and Karrion have said point blank that right now it wouldn't be fair to AEW to join the roster. It's way too fresh for everyone right now, so. And they're still defining who they truly are now that they've left WWE. But they say if they do come in, Cross absolutely would be fun at AEW. So would Scarlett, like the whole thing. Well, we don't know until 2027, Remy, because Britt's got at least another year on her contract. Since so she got signed by AEW, they'd be there for good. Yeah, exactly. Like And that's the one thing I respect about Carrion and Scarlett. Like, if you're going to get involved in a promotion, you're there 100%. And one of the things we've saw is with certain wrestlers, and we have two in particular that have just left over last year here. They would leave in hopes of going back to WWE. Like they're in terms of Malachi Black and Miro. Seemed like they just couldn't understand what was going on, and then yeah. And if you think all three of those are going back the other way, there's a lot of contracts up in 2027. Absolutely. And I do believe MJF is longer than 2027. I'd love to see your source on that one. Copeland is probably going to retire by at the end of his next contract. And there's your tag team finisher. I love that move. The gory driver into the high knee. Because Ty, when she does hers, oh yeah, Ramit, absolutely. You never know, and I never use the word never, but did you guys get a chance to check out the Kyle history that Kyle O'Reilly wrote up for the Kyle versus Kyle match? Yeah, Mox is a pretty safe one to say never. So, so all right, Ramit, that made no sense whatsoever. But if you guys didn't hear, the reason that Mark Briscoe wasn't here for this taping here is the fact that he became a father of his 9th child. 9. Like, one more and he's got a full second line bench. Getting busy, that's for sure. Apparently, the way it works is he's got 3 girls. They're the oldest ones. And then you got the next 6 are boys. So the oldest boy is senior year linebacker at high school. He was on unrestricted this week. So, hey, Vic. Just had a grad child too. I don't know about that. Hurt Syndicate versus G. Okay, we're having this match again. Yeah, they got a full lineup, so we're doing this match again at Wrestle Dream. Okay. Oh, throw out the hydrate. Thank you, my friend. Forgot this for the Learning Tree. Yes, very much so. Rest in peace, Learning Tree. We'll see what happens with Jericho. I know the internet's in a fervor right now because Jericho is mentioned on the PLE today. He shows up. Sweet Lord, the Leafs were up 2-0. Now it's 3-2 Detroit. Shout out to Little Caesars there. But yeah, Ramit, you were talking about those releases. We talked about them earlier in the stream here. And Jade, good to see you here tonight. Sorry I missed you earlier. Appreciate having you here. Appreciate having everybody here. Like, this is an absolutely crazy Sunday night with everybody here. Just, it's so much fun hanging out with all of you and talking wrestling, talking life, talking times. Saturday, sorry, I got Blue Jays on my mind. That's why I got Sunday here. Even though I got the box score for the Saturday night Cubs Brewers game up on the screen here. Because if anybody wants to see anything going crazy over on the game, give you a chance to quickly pop the channel from TNT to, I don't know what you guys get it down in the States to watch it. But the winner of that game on the screen there goes up against the Dodgers in the next round. So, but yeah, once again, you're talking like Zodiac. You were talking earlier about WWE just finding certain ways to just pile up the L's. Not somebody going on paternity leave and then deciding not to renew their contract. To me, that's a little cold. That's what ended up with Kylie Ray there. Whether it's a mutual decision or not, I don't know. If it's a mutual decision, then whatever. But it still feels a little cold when Kylie Ray, which I know has had a level of controversy around her, don't even surprise anybody with that. But at the same time, letting her go without actually having the audacity to, letting her deal with the pregnancy, which I feel they pretty much were flimsy. It was more supposed to be like a brand name more than anything else. It was basically a blocker to have people not sign up for AEW. So whether that was the case or, and a lot of look what happened with the promotions, right? One of the promotions ended up being that Raja Jackson was involved with. And by the way, if you guys haven't heard, he is being charged with assault. Oh my God, this from Comic-Con. Darby and Moxley going at it at Comic-Con. I love it. I love every second of it. By the way, they are doing a DC AEW crossover comic book. Lord knows I need to find it. They're actually going to do a face-to-face. Darby being Seattle using a Molotov cocktail, so on Brett. Fair enough. By the way, chat, I have to ask you, what is it literally going to take for this I Quit match to actually be done? Like, this literally could be, we need to pull a gun out and shoot somebody's arm off. We literally could have firearms in this match. That's how crazy this match could be. Hey, Pac, how many times did you win the TNT title? Oh, yeah, none. Someone's friend that we put, yeah, like, maybe it's just me, but do I think that Willow might be the one that be put in harm to get the I quit out of this? Could you imagine them doing it to Renee? Darby doing it to Renee? I couldn't think of it. I think Darby has to lose this match. I think Moxley quitting will not be the worst thing in the world, though. Just logistically thinking, there's no way that Moxley will say, I quit. Moxley looks like Darby will most likely hit. Mox won the coffin match and tapped the Cowboy. Tapping out's one thing, but you literally have to say those words, I quit. So are we doing Eddie and Mortos as the main event? Mr. Mercedes Moné getting a main event match tonight? Yeah, honestly, when it comes to a lot of these sidees and people coming in, for all the Malachi Blacks and the Miros that you get someone like Toni Storm. Just a perfect example here. Like, Toni found herself she found the ability to redefine herself here, and it just turned out so well. And then, of course, there's Harley, the homegrown talent. Like, let's not kid ourselves. AEW's got a lot of good homegrown talent here. And they are meandering in and out with the with the top stars of the promotion. So, chat, I have to ask you. And McGee, that's the answer I wanted to see here, because it's not necessarily she's the alien. Her outfit on Wednesday and then starting to go forward here, it's part of the DC contract. That's supposed to be Starfire. And it sort of works with, the whole alien gimmick again, but it's supposed to be related to Starfire. So, yeah, I didn't know that until I actually read it on Wednesday following Tuesday's show. Yeah, Starfire's an alien. It all works out. God bless that skunk, raccoon, whatever that was sacrificed their life to make that code for Tekla. I wonder what kind of animal that would be. $64 chinchilla. I'll give you that one. I think that'd be a herd of chinchillas, to be honest. So the only thing I found interesting this week, like we're talking about all these releases, there was a video that came up this week on X. And yes, once again, it's X, taken with about 16 pounds of salt. Jasmine Nix actually showed off the gear she was not allowed to use in NXT. Shitter, exactly. Zodiac, you got it. Well, I'll allow that for today. she showed a quick glimpse of the gear that she had before that she wasn't allowed to use, and then she put the date down of 10/15/25, which is Wednesday. Makes me wonder where she's planning to use that. Could this just be a re-sign and that she's going back to Evolve? Could she show up here on Wednesday? Because remember, we do have 3 hours, including collisions, so. And they do have to get something together for the tag, I'm assuming, tag tournament. Crazy enough, Evolve is still a thing. The biggest faction in Evolve apparently is breaking apart next week. I look to find the major details. I don't exactly dig a whole lot because then I'll find Nikita Lyons and I'll have to burn my TV. But yeah, full pride to all of you guys here. If you guys get a chance, and I do highly recommend it, I might contemplate picking it up. Battle for Glory tomorrow. I know that there's a little bit, like, some of the matches are a little less to be desired, but it's going to be good wrestling regardless. There's a combination of things there. One, she's just bad. Another thing, let's just say some of the comments she's made publicly outside of the arena, I don't think you'd be very happy with. Is that the best way to put it? But yes, in terms of wrestling, her knee's a bit of a problem. She's been a bit of a dumpster fire. She's gone from NXT women's title picture to mid-card to Evolve. That just... Like, literally last year, she ended up being the one person I had to literally cut after some of the stuff I heard about her. And when I say hear about her, I heard from herself. Almost like saying political shit's a dumb... Well, it's not even saying it. It's saying it and backing it up. If you make your opinion known and then just leave it, let it be, let it ride, I honestly am not feeling that bad about it. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. But if you're just going to rehash it and repush it on everyone, yeah, no, that's when I get a problem with it. So is Bailey W still going to see Statlander at that women's event? I still think that's going to be the case. I'm going to be straight blunt about this whole situation. Bailey's right out her contract. Trips is going to try and put her as interesting storylines as possible to try and keep her. But honestly, looking at what she's doing right now, like, she's basically doing a Joker Sting gimmick right now. And don't get me wrong, it's interesting where it goes, but she's not really, like, I'm with you, Zodiac. Bailey's got one foot out the door. Like, the way she's being treated right now, like, she's that proverbial mid-carder that really doesn't get the spotlight she deserves, right? So. If it's not tampering, she's talking to her friend. Well, I don't even think that's the case. I think it's just simply put that she sees what the writing is on the wall on the other side. Oh, and once again, congratulations to Mercedes on winning her 10th championship. And if you weren't seeing me on X here, I was actually taking on trolls on this one, so it's great. If Mercedes last past Wrestle Dream, which I don't even know if she has a match on the card, the night after Wrestle Dream, she's going up to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and she's facing Jody Threat for the Women's World Championship for WPW, Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, which is actually being taken place in the actual Winnipeg Museum. If Mercedes wins that title, she will break Ultimo Dragon's record of most titles at one time with 11. And yeah, she better not be Jody. Well, could you imagine Jody winning that just to defend that title? And everybody's like, whoa. So when she breaks it, yeah, like, that's why I'm saying, like, Nick. And the funny thing is, that promotion, in terms of the stuff it does for video and that, it takes them a little while to get it together. It's sort of like what I used to do with my stuff. Like, they don't have, like, a dedicated streaming crew, and, trying to get all that shit together is expensive as hell. But, oh my God, they're showing Panthers Red Wings as a feature match. My God. You're going to be able to see it eventually, but you're not going to be able to see it a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan sends a camera crew down there. But full credit right now, like for people that say that AEW doesn't have secondary storylines, like, the fact that we could have blood and guts without having the women's champion involved. Like, Statlander might be in a different feud at that point. She could be involved in the match as well. We don't know. Because Statlander was involved with one of the biggest street fights ever. Rami? Gonna do that for you. She signed to MLW, sir. E for effort. But the fact that she signed with MLW does sort of pretty much does not count that. So see the A1 wrestling event, Cardona wants to get everywhere. The fact that he's going to get to Ethan Page's promotion, just... Did you see Ethan Page in his last match against who was it in the it was one of the TNA guys came out to answer the challenge of Ethan Page, and he gets down after he wins. He's on the ground. He actually he pulls a camera over. He's like, he's called the DX hotline. It's for you. You have to take a look at Ethan Page's timeline to see it, so. This is actually a little inside out tag move there. I like that. And it's starting to solidify a little bit more that Harley is going to be the tag partner of Statlander. Who knows? She could be a part-time champ. She could be a... Most AEW championship runs do last a while, regardless. The only title that's been sort of a short-term reign kind of thing would be the TNT Championship. That one seems to get hot-shotted around a little bit more often, but typically in AEW, title reigns matter because Tony Khan's more of more influence from Japanese booking, and they actually do value their title runs. And the titles don't feel like a prop. All right, Harley, you're dead. Well, Harley was in there to get pinned. But no, I am so happy that like you're seeing Cardona get out there. You're seeing a lot of wrestlers get to a lot of these smaller promotions. And it really is pushing these new... I'm glad you know that, Remy, because none of us do. Yes, they did allow MJF to show up at a show. Tekla get a singles belt within the next year. I think she might be the one that actually gets Chris. She very well could be the one that beats Chris for that title. If it isn't Jamie, it could be... I'm glad you think that way, Remy. All the power to you if it happens, but I don't think so. One of the Cross shows up at A1 because of his current feud. That wouldn't surprise me. Kenny's looking rough, and Jack's like... I love this. Okay. So, okay, we'll get to the comments here in just a second. So we're getting Kenny teaming up with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? Really? We're getting the Omega Express. Let's go. I was waiting for somebody to bring that up. Yeah, Kenny is looking rough, and yeah, just the recovery time that he needs. There's a reason why he's on a part-time contract now. Like, he's got the essentially, for lack of a better term, the Lesnar Reigns contract, where he only has to do a certain number of dates over a certain time. And yeah, it's we're gonna have to enjoy it while we got it, because what Kenny Omega is doing right now is many reasons why is a very big example of what John Cena's doing, what AJ Styles says he's doing for next year. The fact that they've already said that they're going out before they get to the point where they're like that. And let's face it, Kenny is on borrowed time right now. Unless he gets a lot of time to heal up and his intestines really decide to say, yes, you can work a lot more. But it'll be interesting to see, because one thing that Kenny has been doing a lot, outside of the Okada match, which we just knew had to happen at All Out, or All In, sorry, in Texas, we knew that they had to have that that big one-on-one confrontation on North American soil. Tony Khan wanted it. He needed it. So we got it. You knew. Now he's always in multi-man matches, whether it be tag team, whether it be four-way, where there's a lot of people in the ring, and he can not necessarily pace himself, but, you know, he doesn't have to take the brunt of the action the whole time. And for me, that's a very, very smart point on his end. The fact that he can work without going crazy. And if he ends up working with Jurassic Express for a little bit, that's going to be a help too. Because let's face it, Jack can do most of the heavy lifting in terms of getting beaten up. Luchasaurus can do the big save, and then Kenny can do his little thing to sort of finish the pop off, right? But it'll be interesting to see, are they going to set up like a 3-on-3? Because it almost feels like the Callis family is getting booked quite a bit on Wrestle Dream. Oh my God. Not really a cat. Oh my God. She broke the fourth wall. She mentioned she actually watches the show. Wheeler is that little shit disturber. I love it. And Tony tries to find how many ways she can strip. That's hilarious. Oh God, bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Brewers threatening, got one run in. So, question for you, chat. Have you all picked up your seed yet? Because, you know, everybody needs to squirt their seed once in a while. I'm talking about the perfume, you sickos. No. The fuck? Really? Nigel? Spread their seed on their cocker.
What the hell was that?
This literally is taking over for Max Caster right now. I love how the referee's just completely no-selling all this, just standing there, just politely and quiet. They were shut up, but now you're making them boo. Yeah, jerk. Ah! Oh, God. I love these two. These two guys are absolutely amazing. Street walking announcer. I think Arkady actually looks pretty good tonight, to be honest. And Mansoor's wearing that thing on his face. Oh, God, here we go. Uh, three guys that are absolutely pissed off right now. Oh, this is going to lead right into the Eddie Kingston match, guaranteed. Beast with glasses. Hey, you never attack a man with glasses. Oh my God, the Sammy shades. Oh man. I wonder if those are Mercedes approved. That's funnier than hell. Those glasses are just what is fit to be made here. And they seem to just fit perfect. I wonder if you can find a way to get another pair glued on there. Mace threatening to fist. If Mace was trying to. If Mason Madden was threatening to fist me, I'm sorry, I'm out the building. I'm not even getting near that. There's nothing wrong with that lifestyle, but the size of that hand.
No, 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 no! No, please! No!
Or better yet, this is probably more appropriate.
Sir, no, sir!
Oh my God, Sammy and Johnny could sit there for a pose off for like a week if they really want to. So, as we're getting into this match, I just want to remind everybody here that we will be here next Saturday. Start time will probably be about 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Pacific. As we check out Wrestle Dream together, same format as always. And I do have the open house available if anybody wants to join in and say hello. All you need is a Twitch account, a microphone, and not having bad takes. Another Saturday? Next Saturday is the pay-per-view, right? Your takes are bad, McG. Hey, the last time when you were on here, you know, the ratings went through the roof. So people love to hear you talk about wrestling. So let's not even kid ourselves here. Sammy's like the ultimate chicken shit heel. No, honestly, for all my guests that have come in here, like, I've heard nothing but positive things from people. Oh, God. Mason's like, yeah, I'm getting hit in the face no matter what, so. One of these times I'll actually sit out and actually ask people in person if they want to join, but I just leave it as an open call right now. Oh, God. Johnny almost died there. And Ty just said, "To hell with that. I'm gonna take care of my hubby." Three big shots. I would have just started rocking the rope. Get Jalise to go the pin. He needs one. Oh my God, that top rope lung blower. All right, this is over. One thing I'll say about an AEW crowd more than anybody else, they absolutely know how to take a chant anywhere and everywhere. Good old Spanish god that doesn't know a word of Spanish. Oh my God, if you're going to do a freaking... If you're going to do a senton, fucking hit the senton. Jesus. Sammy didn't turn enough and he ended up clocking himself in the head. AKA self-concussion again. Sammy might know Portuguese now, though. Well, I guess, yeah, with the wife, too. Yes, I understand, yeah. And like I said, we are not wasting any time. We're going straight into our next match. Mortos versus Kingston. This is going to be fun. And I love when they did this in ECW. And I love when they do it in AEW as well. I really want that jersey. I really do. I'm a sucker for baseball jerseys. As long as they don't say Yankees on them, I'm good. The Yankees lose. See, McGee, there's this weird thing. It's called money. You need to exchange it for goods and services. Seems like it's designed after a dead team. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, by the way, for those that haven't picked up the game yet, you guys get a chance to check out AEW Fight Forever yet? If you guys are interested on the gaming channel, we do have a playthrough of it from when it first came out. Is he finishing it already? No. It's like 3 years old now. Yeah. No, it's there. I'm tempted to throw it in there once again once they figure out if AEW announces another video game. I might actually have to pull it out for some B footage for one of my upcoming videos. Yes, I am working on videos. I just have the attention span of a zygote. Or the average attention span of a WWE fan with a storyline. I'll just... Hey, PJC. Collision's been decent tonight. I'm actually very surprised that they showed the injury to Ibushi like they showed the whole segment. It didn't look like much, but apparently he broke his femur. TJ got a win over local competitors. We had LFI answered MXM's challenge tonight, which led right into the Eddie Kingston Mortos match. The Team Future, and formerly known as the Acclaim, got a victory over Big Bill and Brian Keith. Big Beef. Heard about that on F4. Yeah, Bushi was just the worst luck. Yeah, it just, he can't catch a break whatsoever. I just wish him. I hope like Zodiac was saying here earlier, I hope it's just a clean break, and we just we don't have to deal with it a lot. Like he doesn't have to deal with it for a long time. So. Oh, and question for you, Chad. I know it's not the Blue Jays, because I know a lot of you are following here. What do you guys think about the score bug on here? Do you guys want me to keep doing that? Because I could pretty much do it for 4 different leagues. So. I think it's meant for specific watch-alongs, but if there's a game going on at the same time, like if we're talking streets might be a distract. Yeah, that's fair. At most, I might just leave the ticker up if we do any sports games, like the ticker that's on the top of the screen now. As you can see, I've cleaned up the stream a little bit from before. Don't need to put all the socials on top. I got a little graphic over there that shows off everything every few minutes, so. But yeah, if there's a specific game that we want to talk about while Dynamite's going on or Collision, I'm definitely going to use this. Need more pics of you? Well, you show up on Saturday. We'll get some pics of you out here, because I'll just quickly, while we got a commercial break, I'll literally show you guys. Yep. I have the screen ready to go. Unfortunately, it's not showing my camera right now because, well, I'm using the other camera for this. So while this is active, I can't. Starting to switch them, it just gets to be a little bit of a pain. So. Oh, yeah, it's one of the 5 free. I ended up doing a survey for this one company. Oh, PJC, if you want it, probably next week I'm going to get a OneDrive. If you want this transition, you could have it. I don't mind. I was doing a survey for one of these stream overlay companies. They asked questions about what they thought, and with that, they gave me a $50 credit to their site. So when they were having their 50% off sale, I picked up 5 overlays and 2 widgets. Like the call to action widget that you see down here coming up every few minutes. I picked that up. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I picked up. I'm going to get a folder set up. Let the guys on Backbreaker Gaming and Backbreaker Media be able to use any overlays I got. I thought the spread transition looked pretty cool for that. So Eddie's doing a lot of stuff he normally doesn't do against Mortos, but also at this point, Eddie is more of the quicker guy of the match, which really says a lot. This is that Bruiser match that we got on 2K25. Which, by the way, just a reminder, we are going to be doing our solo run of my GM after we're done here. Eddie does look like he lost. Yeah, like Cesar Bonini has been doing a ton of work with him. He actually, if you follow him on Instagram, he actually will message you if you're interested at all in getting some weight loss done. They decided to bite each other. That's great. Cut off like a tree. Damn it. Yeah, we got, what, 25 minutes left? We still got that trios mixed tag. That's probably going to be our main event. That actually makes a lot of sense. FTR and Megan Bain taking on Jet Speed and Willow. So yeah, we'll be on for the Saturday Night Brawl. See, I don't know if the backfish should work as well against Mortos. At least Kingston hit the fist this time. I'm still pissed at Danielson after that last pay-per-view. Because he turned around and said he didn't get all of it and he got the victory out of it. Hook putting over Eddie Kingston. Let's go. Hey, it's Amanada and Jamie. AKA the two women that continually get beaten up every week. If it isn't obvious, these are the two main groups that are going to be part of Blood and Guts. My God, that's hilarious there. Like, once again, anybody that complains that there isn't enough feuds in women's wrestling in AEW, simply straight up isn't watching the show. And that's just the most frustrating part about it. The fact that they just aren't watching the show. They don't know what's going on. Those are the people that I block regularly. Like, I don't mind if you have a take, but be honest. Be honest, you haven't watched the product. Just like Zodiac earlier, didn't mention that he thought Crown Jewel was in Saudi Arabia when instead it was in Australia. Perfectly normal mistake. We move on. Love Amanada is on TV regularly now. Yeah, another one that's homegrown. And you want to talk about the ultimate taking advantage of a situation? Like right now, we're basically getting the two Jamies working together here. The one that was supposed to be taking on Tekla to start, and the one who ended up taking on it Tekla to start. And I think it actually worked out better for Tekla, the fact that if you're going to get a Jamie Hayter Tekla feud at the point that they were at, I'd almost think you'd have to have Jamie win that because they were trying to push her towards the title. So for me, that just makes a little bit more sense here. Are they going to give 20 minutes for the main event? I think that might be where we go out of this, which makes a lot of sense because of the injury. But let's do a quick rundown because there isn't going to be much to cover here for what's coming up with the following week here. Based on the Blue Jays right now, I'm not going to be on tomorrow. More than likely, I won't be on tomorrow or Monday. Follow me on socials just to confirm. Go Jays, go once again. Tuesday, we'll try and get on here with... we still got to get through that Mutant Football League season here. We'll have to see how things go. We're five games away from the playoffs, so we're at 500. So we're struggling to get there, but we'll see if we can get there. Next Wednesday, 3-hour Dynamite. And then there's a possibility, I don't know, I'll throw it in a Discord here when I get a chance, whether we're going to do online or not on Wednesday. We could do it for an hour, maybe, just to keep things going, but we'll talk about it. Oh, Shibata. The Ops versus LFI on Wednesday? Yeah. Let's go. Just a quick heads up here. If you guys could do me a solid, go check out my shitter account, my X account. The pinned profile, the pinned comment is a poll I got going right now about what we could do for what we want to do for Horizon Forbidden West. I did finish the main game last Thursday, and as of right now, it looks like we might save the DLC for another time, or maybe just do it exclusively for YouTube. Do me a favor, go. I got a poll up right now for the next day or so, and let me know what you think we should do with the DLC. Should we do it on stream, or should we take it off stream and maybe I could just put it exclusively on YouTube? Or you don't want to see it at all. There's even that option too. One way or the other, I'm probably going to finish it. Just, do you guys want to see it? That's a quick question. And Zodiac, I know I did this earlier, but I will make sure I return the favor again. I love the fact that Penelope and Megan both have the same color gear. Such a positive for tag teams, right? It's Boehner time. Almost makes you think that the women are more over than the men because they're getting the final entrances. There you go. Commercial break. Megan is so not impressed right now. Conglomerate bitch, I believe was the term they used. But yeah, I think next. Oh my god. Yeah, Willow's got the matching gear as well. It's like I said, teams working together. FTR, well, they couldn't be bothered. I want to see Big Stoke just get knocked out by Willow. Bane's sort of got matching gear. It's a lot of red. Try and do my best, you know. You call the match, examine the gear too much, you'll get your eyes burnt out. Black or red, that's fair. Looks more like a navy blue, but no need to really qualm our P's and Q's. It's a dark color here, so. But speaking of amazing looking women, this Thursday, Thursday Street's probably going to be a special one, as we're going to be probably hitting up Street Fighter 6 and the new Sea Viper release that's coming out on Wednesday. See how she feels, see how we run through. It's been a while since we opened up the Fight Club, so I'll have to clean up the dishes and put the weights away like they're supposed to, and we'll see what happens here. Oh, geez. Cash is like the ultimate troll outside the ring, and I love every second of it. I think that's the first time Megan's been taken off her feet like that so easily. As a proponent and friend of heel managers, I totally understand their frustration with the crowd being able to count to 10. And the ref can't even get to 5 in a quarter spot. Willow needs to take the tile step. That actually would be very... Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. So Hangman's just going to show up and do commentary. We got Tekla and Jamie Hayter, an extra women's match on the card. Frick, they're throwing the kitchen sink at us on Wednesday. Oh my God, Orange O'Reilly versus Garcia and Yuta. Famous last words. This Wednesday is going to be fun, folks. I hope you get an opportunity to hang out with us here. For those that are new here, we're here for every AEW Dynamite, Collision, and pay-per-view. Usually the conversation sticks to AEW, but we do get off the rails. We're welcoming to everybody. Just make sure you're not trying to be a troll. That's all we ever ask. If you don't like something for a reason, then that's fine. We can understand you. If you don't like something just because you don't like something, well, respect. Let's be honest, we're never on the... I just try to keep things out of the ditch. Oh my God, Willow! Cannonball! Stokely's about to have an aneurysm outside here. But for those here in Canada, I hope you're having an amazing Thanksgiving weekend. But the thing is, there was no tag. I just get a kick out of Penelope and Megan being together with the Joey Janela connection between the two of them. For those that aren't familiar, Penelope is Joey Janela's ex, and Megan Bate is Joey Janela's current. So you can imagine some of those stories and how interesting they get at times. But yeah, for those watching here on watching in Canada, we actually get a full commercial here, no picture. So unfortunately, all the interesting stuff seems to seriously, how fucking God, I know. Yeah, if you didn't know, that's the lineage right there with that tag team. So, but yeah, just hey, Boris, how you doing? Ready for your Stampede Wrestling show tonight? Here, go back and check it out. Some of the lovely stuff of the 80s, early 90s. I love that graphic for Stampede Wrestling, by the way. Love the show, by the way, as well. If you guys love Wrestling CA, he's Big Bad Boris is going to be on. We might, depending if he's still on when we're done here, we might raid out to him here. Just getting things ready to go. Yeah, like we're having a lot of fun today, and if you haven't had a chance, I don't know if you got a chance to watch Collision tonight, but they have absolutely jam-packed Wednesday. Because they got, well, it's a 3-hour show, but they've just absolutely thrown the kitchen sink at everything there. So we're getting Jurassic Express and Omega versus Combination 74 of the Don Callis family. I think it's Mark Davis, Josh Alexander, and Hitch Acero. Montreal takes the lead with 12 seconds left. That's the way to do it. Even though you're doing it against Chicago, which means, and I'm sorry, Zodiac, I understand you're a Chicago fan, so, but even though I know you're taking credit for Florida, but I know you're a Chicago fan. It shouldn't take it to the 12-second mark to get basically get the lead there. Leafs lose, Habs leading, good night. Yeah. I just laughed so hard at last Wednesday when the Oilers were just cruising against the Flames and end up losing it in overtime in a shootout. Thanks to the goalie, Skinner again. Bailey just going nuts here. Oh, by the way, speaking of hockey, if you do like hockey and you like virtual hockey, do yourself a favor. If you want to also help raise some money for a children's hospital, where they just need to get a goalie. Yep. Walker Pipe Guy, another member here over at Backbreaker Gaming. He's actually doing he calls it the Alberta Blue Shells. Basically, he's done like a franchise draft of one of the teams, converted the jerseys over, and actually the names are different contributors to the channel and also people that, help donate to the stallery and whatnot, and runs this game in 26. He runs every single game. He had his first 8 games last night. I am the backup goalie. I believe I'm characterized after Dan Vladar, the former Flames goalie. And Bailey's almost dead. The official sport in Florida. You're getting all 8 seconds of this one. But they were said they weren't supposed to touch, and now you're saying anything could happen. Like, friggin' figure it out. Bailey just takes a tornado DDT out of nowhere. Let's go. Stokely's going to throw Cash over to the corner. Megan's going to destroy Bailey. Oh my God, let's go. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Oh, Babe just clicked. Oh my God. Megan Bane's like destroying Mike Bailey here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dax and Willow. Willow's like, screw this. I'm going to rip them apart. Oh my God, is Willow going to take the Shatter Machine? That's the one thing I want to see. Spine on the pine. Let's go. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Cash is dead. Dr. Bomb. Dr. Bomb, let's go. Got the tights and still like you get 2. Let's go. So they didn't let Dax get a whole lot of stuff on her. Oh, Penelope's eating a powerbomb now. And it's the period. And I'm pretty lightheaded after that, I have to be honest. Oh, Jesus. Single leg crabs for everybody. Lance Storm should be proud. Well, it's not like it matters if Dax or Cash tap. They're not the legal people. Will Omega get the spotlight here to finish off? I love this. Here comes Penelope for running interference. Well, I guess the Doomsday device would be enough to finish things off. I guess if you're going to get Willow to lose, that's the way to do it. Stokely's giving up. He's throwing at the white flag. Oh, no, here we go. We got more coming. Somebody's got to come out for backup. All right, you enjoy recording tonight? I know I'll be listening to Io Saturnalia tomorrow morning at work here, and obviously whatever comes out at 2 o'clock your time. Looks like a piece of slight plywood in a chain. This looks like this could be... All right, well, we got a bunch of face-offs here. Wouldn't surprise me if we get Jet Speed at FTR at the pay-per-view. We're only 1 week away. I love that TNT is giving them an extra hour on a Saturday night of all things. Oh shit, we're getting it during the pre-show. And we're getting this on the we're getting these two on the pre-show. Let's go. Oh, you just saw the McG Mysteries has changed your name to Ultima Monet? Yeah, I saw somebody mention that as a post on X Adder, and instantly it got changed over. It is hilarious. But all in all tonight, like, for all you people that decide to pop in and check things out tonight, this has been a fun night of AEW wrestling. Like, well, let me just, so I don't miss anything, I'll bring up the card for myself. There's one thing about AEW, you have a lot in there in 2 hours. And it's one thing I appreciate most about AEW wrestling is the fact that my 2 hours isn't wasted for a whole lot of stuff. It is literally just go, 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 next segment, go, next segment, go. We got the, well, of course, right off the bat, best wishes to Ibushi. Ended up breaking his leg, his femur. It's not good. Either way, whatever way you want to skin it, not good. But hopefully he'll come back. It'll be better than ever for at least a little bit. And then the team formerly known and soon to be known as the Acclaimed getting the victory over Big Bill Bride Keith. Yes, I understand there's a little bit of a why are you letting Big Bill and Bride Keith eat all these pins? But I don't think it's really going to matter because right after the match, they decided to resume their rivalry with the Gun Club. So it seems like you're not going to get enough time to weep over the feud. So makes a lot of sense there. TJ getting a victory, just looking to get some momentum as we get closer to deciding how we're going to determine the first AEW Women's Tag Champions. We got, of course, the women's 6-woman tag with the Triangle of Madness winning. Sort of set up the storyline at the end of the night where Harley and potentially it's going to be Harley and Willow as a team while Statlander defends the world titles. So not that Statlander never got the opportunity to actually tell Harley who she had in mind. So there could be somebody right off the board. Like literally we could get like an Evie debut, get somebody else on the roster picked up for it. Could be anybody, really. And yeah, the Triangle of Madness setting up for the Blood and Guts match. Also now we got announced Jamie Hayter versus Thekla on the main show to coincide with Chris Statlander and Tony Storm. So odds are, as much as we know Tony Khan and the way he books, we're not going to get a Mercedes Moné match at the pay-per-view. Who knows at this point? Probably not, but that's probably the case at this point. LFI coming out to answer the challenge of MXM, sort of set up for the fact that they're going to get that trios title match next week against the Ops. LFI versus the Ops, that's a go home match that I want to see. which led right into Eddie Kingston versus Mortos. Eddie Kingston getting over, getting his name up, not really progressing anything, but not really doing anything stupid to it. And then our main event, where Jet Speed and FTR now are facing off at the tailgate brawl. And then also Harley and Willow are going to be teaming up to take on Penelope and Megan during that show as well. So we got a stacked show next week, without a doubt. Between Wednesday and Saturday, we're going to have a ton of fun here with AEW. So, but that's going to wrap up this half of the show. For those on YouTube, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, we are going to be heading into WWE 2K25 here momentarily. Because of the copyright and also the fact that I'm recording these for our Backbreaker Gaming channel, we do shut down the YouTube stream for this. And we go exclusively on Twitch for the 2K25 run. So feel free to pop by there after we book the matches. We're only doing 1 week of matches this week. So with that being said, we still talk about wrestling during the matches and current wrestling, any things I'm coming up with, different ideas that we have, and a whole bunch of fun. So feel free, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. But if you are heading out, once again, I want to thank you for being here. We will be back here next time on YouTube on Wednesday for the AEW Dynamite and Collision Super Show. But with that being said, everybody, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. And we will see you here all next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Tell all your friends. We'll see you all